Hi, BookTube. So I'm here today to talk about the book Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. Um, Now, this is a book that I thought I would never read. I mentioned on Twitter that I swore I would never read a book that had a woman in a bikini on the cover, but this book has definitely been worth it. Um, it's been circulating around in sort of the feminist listopia and uh, feminist recommendations and stuff on Goodreads, but again, I never thought I'd read it, and then someone on Twitter recommended it to me and said it has kind of a Lord of the Flies kind of feel. So I decided to take the plunge. And I thought it would be a bit more humorous, and it definitely was. Don't get me wrong. Um, the first part is laugh out loud funny. Like, I was legitimately, um, barking with laughter, and the premise is about all of these beauty queens, these teenage beauty queens who get stranded on an island after their plane crashes. And it's all about them trying to survive. Now, a lot of the humor at first relies upon stereotypes of pageant contestants, and it is funny. But then the book takes a much more serious turn. There is basically a contestant to represent every type of minority. There is an African American contestant, there is an Indian American contestant whose parents were immigrants, there is a contestant that comes from a rough neighborhood, there is a lesbian contestant, and there is a disabled contestant. Now, at first I thought that was kind of I was kind of annoyed by that. I thought, if you're trying to cover all your minority bases, you're not going to be able to do them right. But then I realized that it really is more of supposed to be capturing a sort of microclimate of society, and so you really do have to cover all your bases in that respect. And ultimately what it boils down to is the girls discover, after they've been on the island for a significant period of time, that they are able to forgo the society's expectations of who they are and are able to become who they really want to be. And even though they had never really known who that was, they had never known what their inner longings were, but they are able to become that. And without those expectations and without those presumptions placed upon them, they can be whoever they want. And it really is about that self-discovery. Now, for the first couple 100 pages, I was so enthralled. I wanted to give this 5 stars, and then it took a little bit of a cartoonish turn near the end. I wasn't really, I won't say any spoilers, but it isn't any longer about the societal points, and it's really more of just kind of it's like something out of a Roadrunner cartoon or something. And also too, the author didn't need the reality TV pirates. I thought that they didn't really add anything. But ultimately though, one thing that I never expected this book to do, sorry, there was one moment in the book where a contestant fixes a radio that they found on an island, and the fact that there's a radio on there is just a whole nother story. And they intercept some messages, and they find out that the channel that is hosting the pageant has given up looking for them because the search is costing too much money, and there's a bunch of other reasons which we find out later. And this one girl who has been the most fervent believer in the pageant. She is, you know, the goody two-shoes, Miss Texas. Throughout their entire time on the island, she has been practicing their dance number because she believes that they will have to step right back into the swing of things. When she realizes that no one is coming, it absolutely breaks her. And I was not expecting to start, like, crying in the middle of this. But it reminded me of my own realization that when something bad happens to you, it doesn't matter how much of a good girl you were, or how pretty, smart, sexy, and how much you obeyed the rules. At the end of the day, they will find some reason to abandon you. You can never be a nice enough girl for them to justify using the resources. Like, for me, I thought, I had these thoughts going around in my head. You don't understand. I'm a good girl. You can't blame me. Like, this isn't my fault. But it didn't matter. And the same thing happens to Miss Texas. She just thinks I'm a good girl. I've done everything right. And it wasn't enough. Like, Andy just took my sock. It's never enough. No matter how virginal you are, or no matter how blonde you are, or how innocent, or pure, or good, or nice, or beautiful, they won't save you. They will give up. I know that this isn't like a typical review at all, but I wanted to talk about it because the book struck a chord with me, obviously, and I think that it's no secret that I'm a feminist person, and that I read a lot of feminist literature, and, like, it's not, like, but I still had that mind trap, you know? So I wanted to post this just to say that I wanted to post this just because maybe, or almost certainly, you have that too. And don't delude yourself into thinking that anyone will come up on a white horse to save you. Not just Prince Charming, but anyone. And so go live your life. Like, they will always blame you for something. I guess, like, if you're never pure enough to be the Madonna, you just might as well be the whore. No one is coming. Not the government, not the police, not kind strangers, not a knight on a white horse, not God. You have to take care of yourself. And that can be exhausting. But it's your only option. So you have to start steeling yourself for the next time you're on your own. I don't know, maybe I won't even post this. But those are all my thoughts on that subject. Well, not all of them, but I should probably end this.